I'm back. Happy New Year. My name is Eden. I am Eden Jones, or the Left-Handed Redhead. And this channel is based off of STEAM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. Any of you who have seen any videos I have uploaded previously, you might need a refresher of who I am and what I do, because in the year of 2021, I only uploaded 7 videos. Not great. Like, if any of you know, like, how many months are in a year, you know that there are 12 months in a year. So, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So I just barely made more than 1 video per 2 months. So, but that's okay, because in 2022, I'm going to try to be better at that. I don't make any promises, because this year I'm going to have a lot of homework and stuff because of the grade I'm starting, but we'll try. Okay, so thank you for, at first I'm just going to take a second to thank everybody who took a couple minutes of their day to spend with me and learn a little bit about something really, really important in our lives. That thing, well, there are actually 2 things: gravity and inertia. For any of you who don't know what gravity is, I'll explain it to you. So this little string here has mass, and, well, it has weight, and weight is mass, and mass is what it is made up of, also known as a particle. And if you don't know what a particle is what makes up everything, literally everything. And there's a bunch of science in that, but we're not going to go into that because that would take a long time to explain. So anyways, this has mass. It's heavy. It's not heavy, it's light. But if I drop it, it goes down onto the ground. That is gravity. If you don't understand, gravity makes things go down. It's what makes us walk on the ground instead of floating everywhere that we go. Like, if we didn't have gravity, I wouldn't be standing on the ground right now unless I were like holding on to this and like pushing myself down. Also, without gravity, I would weigh less, which doesn't really make sense, but it does make sense if I explain it. So, with less gravity, your body isn't being pushed down as much, so it still has the same amount of mass because you're still made up of all of the particles. Like, you don't lose any particles, and it's still as tightly packed. However, you don't have the force pushing down on you and making you heavier. On the moon, for example, it doesn't have as much gravity, and so you can kind of like bounce around. I've never been on the moon, but other people have, and they have walked on the moon, and it's really cool. You should learn about it sometime. But someone that weighs like 100 pounds on the Earth would weigh much less on the moon due to the lack of gravity, because even though we have the same mass, the weight is different because the gravity is different. I hope that makes sense. So gravity is just the force that pushes us down. Also, in our solar system, the sun is this big ball of fire, and, well, I actually can't see it right now because it's really cloudy outside, but it is so big and it has such a strong gravitational pull because the bigger the object, the more the gravity. It keeps all of the planets in our solar system orbiting around it. And if you don't know what orbiting means, it's just circling. So like, let's take my fist for example. So let's pretend my fist is the Earth and my head is the sun. Okay? The Earth rotates every day, but it also orbits around the sun. Like this. Rotate, which is a day, it's just one spin, and then revolve or orbiting or circling, which is going around. Okay, so that's what the Earth, so because of the sun and its gravitational pull, the Earth goes around the sun, as well as all the other 7 planets of the solar system. May he rest in peace, Pluto. Anyways, now I'm going to explain inertia, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about like gravity and the solar system. Okay, so inertia is the resistance of the motion of something changing. Okay, so for example, I'm going to throw this like that away, and I want you to kind of pay attention to its movement. Okay, so I kind of like made it into a little ball, and I'm going to throw it. I know you didn't see it go down, but you hopefully noticed it curving up. That is because I threw it. But the thing is, because of inertia, it continued the arch. If we didn't have inertia, I would have thrown it and it would have just gone straight down. But with inertia, it is what causes the movement to elongate, because so it's not just going straight down like that because of gravity. It kind of makes it slower in a way. So without inertia, all of the planets that are circling the Earth or the sun would just go straight into the sun because there's nothing curving it and making it go in a circle. So inertia is like, well, we don't want that to happen, and so it like basically pushes against the objects so that they don't just go straight into the sun. The same thing with the moon and the Earth. So the moon orbits the Earth, and the Earth's gravitational pull, gravity, what pulls things to the Earth, pulls the moon into Earth's orbit. So it orbits around the Earth, just like the Earth orbits around the sun. And if we didn't have inertia, the moon would just crash straight into Earth. But we have inertia, and it's kind of like a guide almost. Like, it's causing it to not just go like this. It's like, we're going to go this way. I hope that makes sense. I really, really do. So, gravity, inertia. Also, something about gravity that you might not have known about Pluto and gravity is that Pluto was so tiny that the gravity that it had wasn't able to, like, it didn't have enough gravity to like push asteroids out of its way, like out of its orbital path. which is just like the road that it takes around the sun. And so that is one of the reasons why scientists that are really, really smart were like, it's not a planet, it's a Plutoid, which is a whole nother thing that is something you have to learn about. But so I hope what I said made at least a little bit of sense, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!